Hi everybody, I'm Dan Joseph with MRC TV, and this is the Week in Liberalism for the third week of September 2016. The news this week was dominated by questions about Hillary Clinton's health after she collapsed at a 9/11 memorial event in New York. Bill Clinton told Charlie Rose in an interview that aired on PBS on Monday, "She has worked like a demon, as you know, as Secretary of State and Senator in the years since." Like.
The power of Christ compels you!
Possession would explain a lot of what's happened over the last 25 years. Wow, that yoga she was talking about in those secret emails really worked well. Forget pea soup. We just want you to cough up the truth. Forget supernatural possession for a second. What if she was drunk? So I said to him, hold your horses, Ambassador Stevens. I'm watching Orange is the New Black. Whoa, hope she was taking notes. Standing in for his wife this week, former president and dress ruiner Bill Clinton admitted that people in rural areas probably wouldn't vote for him like they did 20 years ago if he was running today.
Those places, they voted for me. They wouldn't today, though.
Suckers. You should have listened to Bob Dole. We should have listened to Bob Dole. More professional football players joined Colin Kaepernick's protest and refused to stand for the national anthem last Sunday during the opening of the NFL season. This included the Miami Dolphins. This kneeling position made it much easier for the Dolphins to get into a prostrate position so the Seattle Seahawks could kick their butts. Look, I get that you guys are angry and hate America, but think about the precedent this sets. What if gay people decided they weren't going to dance when Macho Man by the Village People came on at the club? Nope, not gonna do it. Traitor. Oh, shut up, Milo. It would be chaos. What? I was only in the club to film this segment. Seriously. Speaking of, the NCAA has joined the list of sports organizations who are boycotting the state of North Carolina because of the state's recently passed law that they believe curbs the rights of gay and transgendered people. And they have moved the location of the men's NCAA basketball playoffs. Probably better that way. They don't want to have to share the locker room with the WNBA players. They joined the NBA, which moved its 2017 All-Star Game out of North Carolina to New Orleans instead of hosting it in Charlotte as originally scheduled because of the law. And Ringo Starr, who canceled the concert last June as a protest against the law, leaving all 6 of the people who had bought tickets to see the least important Beatle furious. Vanderbilt University has mandated employees to list their preferred gender-specific pronouns on nameplates in order to let students know whether the professors prefer to be called he, him, her, she, or even z or zer if the faculty member prefers. Now, Vanderbilt gave a few examples of how this is supposed to work. If you were referring to a gender-neutral individual, you would say, Z is a real leader on campus, or I have learned so much from Zer, and Zer's contributions were instrumental to the lab's success. I support Zer in the classroom by honoring Zer's ridiculous pronouns. Okay, let me try. If you came across a psychotic clown who kidnaps and murders children, wrapping them in a cocoon in order to feast on their blood, you would say, it really screwed up my day. Let's organize a search party and go into the sewer so we can kill it. Finally, at a fundraiser this week, President Obama was quoted as saying, "Can you imagine what my approval rating would be if all those folks lined up in the back worked for me and I was writing their stories? Wow, I'd be doing really well." Yeah, you would. And we'd only need one newspaper. It's true, media has stymied Obama's agenda at every turn. If only there was a media watchdog of some sort to make sure that media is being fair in their coverage of our dear leader. We could call it the Media Research Council. No, Center. The Media Research Center. Oh well, maybe someday. I'm Dan Joseph with MRC TV. Thanks for watching, and get well soon, Hillary.
Hey, hey, hey! Macho, macho, macho man, yeah! I've got to be a macho, I've got to be a
What? Well, you gotta admit it's catchy.
I've got to be a macho!